Did you ever want to take a relationship deeper? Did you ever want to become closer, grow a deeper relationship, and they just were not going to have anything to do with it? They were not going to do it at all. I mean, they were polite. They may have even been kind, but they were going to keep you at arm's length. They were distant. They did not want to take that relationship deeper at all. I mean, maybe you're experiencing it right now. Maybe you desire a real connection with an adult child. Maybe when your child was being raised, there was some tension in the household, or some things did not go as smoothly as you anticipated. And that relationship with your child is now kind of fractured, and you want it to heal. You want a relationship that's filled with intimacy, with deep connection. Not just on holidays, not just every once in a while, but you want a deep relationship. But yet, they're polite, they're courteous and kind, but they don't want to take that relationship any deeper. Or maybe as a child, you want a stronger, deeper relationship with your parent. And for whatever reason, you just can't seem to get it. Or I think maybe one of the most difficult ones of all is marriage. Right? I mean, you started off your relationship and you were strong. I mean, your marriage was good. Your relationship was standing on a firm foundation. And all of a sudden, over time, you lost the intimacy. And when I say intimacy, I just mean that close relationship, right? And you lost the intimacy. And your lives just basically became routine. You got up every day, every morning. You did the same thing day in and day out. And no matter what you try to do to strengthen that relationship, to bring back the intimacy, it just seems like it's not working. They kind of keep you at arm's length. And then you get frustrated and you get angry and you want to throw your hands up and quit. And then all of a sudden you kind of gather your senses and know you're going to keep on fighting for this relationship. You read a book, you might even go to counseling. I mean, you want to take the relationship deeper, and you can't force them to do it. And once again, they may be polite. They may be courteous. But you know what? They're just kind of stiff. And the relationship is awkward. And, each of you go on, you do your own thing, you still fulfill all of your responsibilities, but you're just kind of living under the same roof. And you're kind of kept at arm's length. I mean, it can be extremely frustrating, can't it? I mean, especially when you want that kind of relationship where you can just be open, where you can be comfortable with each other, transparent, without fear of it being used against you. You want to be able to be relaxed and just enjoy being in each other's company and growing with one another. What I want to share with you this morning as I was kind of putting together this sermon, I want you to hold on tight to what it is that I'm about ready to share with you. I mean, I want you to grasp hold of this truth and just hang on tight to it. I want you to take it from being kind of just simply a head knowledge to something that you take to heart, to something that's a part of you. Because when you look at the Bible, when you look all throughout Scripture, the Scripture depicts God as being one who desires, God who longs for a deep, intimate relationship with His creation. And yet, over and over again, time and time again, His creation kind of stiff-arms Him. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong, we're polite, right? I mean, generally, we're generally and casually respectful of God. I mean, after all, He is God. But in a way, we keep our social distance from Him. I mean, our God, He wants a deep, intimate relationship. And yet we refuse, over and over again, we refuse to go to the level of relationship that God desires and that God even paved the way for us to have. I mean, just look at the Scripture. At one point in the Scripture depicts Jesus as being a father who wants a relationship with his son. Remember the story of the prodigal son? Who's the son who said to his father, "Give me my share of the inheritance. Give me mine. Give me what's mine," right? He was focused on self. He took his share of the inheritance. He went off, and he squandered away in wild living. But where was the father? Every step of the way, the father was waiting. And he waits and waits and waits. He never gives up for his son to return. And the Scripture tells us that while the son was still a long way off, the father saw him. The father went running to his son, threw his arms around his neck. I can just picture this father so excited, he just kind of tackles his son, has compassion on him, and kisses him. Welcomes him back with open arms. The scripture depicts God as a shepherd, and not only just a shepherd, but a good shepherd. A shepherd who loves his sheep, a shepherd who loves his flock. That when one of those sheep goes astray, what does the shepherd do? The shepherd seeks to save that which was lost.